Hey you guys, it's your girl T, and I hope everybody is doing good, honey. I'm feeling so much better, and I'm just glad to just be back to my normal self. I had a really good time this weekend. My son's football team got a chance to go to the Vikings practice stadium at Winter Park, and I had an amazing time. I got to go to the locker room and the gym and see where the Vikings do their thing, you know what I'm saying, when they're not on the field. So this weekend was definitely a blessing to me. I also went ahead and approved everybody on Instagram. I had so many requests. I had like 5,000 Instagram requests. I just went ahead and made my shit public, honey, and then I closed it back up. But, I tweet when I can. I post Instagram pictures when I can, but I just don't sit on social media 24/7. I'm just not that YouTuber. I like to make videos, spark discussion, and keep it moving. I'm just not into the whole, putting everything I do out there. But I did want to go ahead and approve everybody because I hadn't approved people in like probably 3 months. So everybody has been approved, and thank you guys for the request. I appreciate it. So anyways, I want to come on here and talk about a situation. People were emailing me about this last week when I was sick, and I didn't get a chance to talk about it, but I want to really state my opinion on this situation. A lot of females were asking me what I thought about Cookie Johnson sitting down with Oprah. And if you guys don't know, Cookie Johnson is Magic Johnson's wife. She has a new book coming out. I believe it's called Believing in Magic. And basically, she's talking about how everything went down, how she found out about Magic Johnson having HIV and her sticking with him. Ironically enough, before we went down to Winter Park, the practice field, yesterday, I got a chance to watch the interview with her and Oprah. Came on OWN. So I got a chance to watch it. And it was an interesting interview. But, a lot of this stuff just doesn't sit well with me. And a lot of people want to know how I felt about it. I just don't like the fact that Cookie Johnson is being touted as a strong woman because she chose to stay with Magic Johnson. I don't know if that's the message that we should be telling young girls and young guys. You know what I'm saying? And I also feel like Cookie's situation is very, very different. To be honest with y'all, if this was Muffin and Malik Johnson instead of Cookie and Magic Johnson, everybody would be like, you're a stupid bitch. You're dumb as hell. There's no way in hell I would be staying with some man who potentially could have brought me HIV. Like, their situation is definitely different. One, it's very easy to say that you're going to hold your man down when your man is a professional NBA player who's worth millions of dollars. And even though he wasn't worth necessarily millions at that time, I'm sure she saw her damn investment, okay? Also, to me, he cheated on her from day one. They were always, like she was telling Oprah, they had an on-again, off-again relationship. And the fact that he's out here screwing people and raw-dogging them and not having enough respect for her and her life to strap up says a lot. To me, I don't look at her as a hero. I look at her as a woman just telling her story. I'm saying? It's her choice to stay. She had every right to stay. She wanted to stay. But in my humble opinion, it couldn't have been TT, bitch. I'm sorry, but if you're selfish enough to not only cheat on me, put my life in jeopardy, and then bring me back a deadly disease, and then I find out that I don't have the disease, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't understand, like, why this is being touted as a good thing. We've seen so many cases of regular women who were in relationships with men, and they brought them back HIV. You know what I'm saying? And these women, like their lives are over. There's a woman right now, her story's being told. She's a single mother living with HIV, but he was out here, having sex with women raw, that he had HIV.
They were co-workers at a local hospital turned friends.
He's very friendly, outgoing, charming. He likes to talk. He can talk about anything.
And by the summer of 2013, Sarita Anderson says she and Karim Zahakani began dating and were inseparable.
We went to concerts, we went to comedy shows, we went to eat all the time.
They were intimate, so Sarita suggested that both she and Karim get tested for STDs.
As a sign of good faith, I knew I was clean because I had previously, a month before, had a women's exam.
According to the medical records Sarita provided to Channel 2 Investigates, she had not been diagnosed with or treated for HIV prior to September of 2013. And Sarita says Karim told her that he too had tested negative for the virus.
No, I never asked for any paperwork. I just took his word for it, as he took mine.
In April of 2014, Sarita got sick. She began to shed her hair, her nails, and lost weight, 65 pounds in total. Then came the hospital stays.
It just felt like a bad flu, and I went to the hospital. I thought that my weight loss was because I wasn't eating like I should, because it hurt to eat, it hurt to digest. He's at the doctor's visit with me, and he says, you know, we'll find out what's wrong, baby. Everything is going to be okay.
Then in September came the doctor's devastating diagnosis.
He said, well, Ms. Anderson, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're HIV positive. And I said, really? I said, how many tests did you run? He said, we've ran a total of 4.
Sarita was shocked. She confronted Karim about her diagnosis, and then she called police. On Tuesday, Karim was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. According to police, he tested positive for HIV years before and knowingly infected Sarita.
The medical records, we were able to determine that the defendant was infected in March 2008. We discovered another relationship he had prior to the complainant, an individual where she received HIV positive from him too.
Sarita says several women have reached out to her via social media.
I believe, based on tips that we have, that there's more victims, that he had other relationships during this time from 2008 till present. We just need y'all to come in and see if this is something that should require a charge against the defendant.
From contemplating ending it all, she has come a long way. The one bright spot?
He's a friendly baby.
Her 10-month-old son with Karim.
And by grace, he was negative for everything.
All right, so you guys just heard that woman's story. So like I said, you know, it's really sad that you have people out here who are not being honest about their HIV status. But let that have been a situation where that woman decided, you know what, I really liked him, I was in love with him, we even have a child together. Let me just stay with him, let's just work it out. I don't even want to press charges. Trust and believe, honey, she'd have been drugged up and down social media, called all types of stupid bitches, dummies, and everything else. Folks would have went in on her had she chose to stay with that man, even though her situation is a little bit different because she did actually contract HIV, unlike Cookie. Just like the coach from the infamous Dancerette, I did a video about him the other day. You know, I don't find that heroic. I found it very cowardly that some of these people knew their status and they were spreading things around. Now, at that point, Magic Johnson didn't know his status. So once he found out, then of course, you know what I'm saying, he's a public figure. Nobody's trying to risk their life to mess with Magic Johnson. So of course, yeah, he cannot be faithful to Cookie. You know what I'm saying? Of course, he's not cheating anymore because he has HIV. And for the most part, people are not willing to put their life at risk like that. You know, so I guess for me, like I said, I just feel like Cookie's telling her story, but she's no hero to me. You know what I'm saying? If, let's be honest here, if he was not Magic Johnson, if he was not, you know, the famous basketball player and, you know, worth millions of dollars, her ass would have bounced as soon as she found out that he put her at risk for HIV. You know, so I just find it interesting that this story is being told again. Kudos to her and her book. You know, if that helps her find closure, more power to her. But I'm not really interested in their story, and I don't find it heroic at all. But, you know, that's just my opinion. People wanted to know what I felt about that. So it's always funny that, you know, in certain situations, women are expected to hold down the fort and stay and be a strong woman. But then in the same breath, if the roles are reversed and it's a man, he's not going to stay. The average man won't even stay with a female who has cheated on them, let alone potentially bought them back HIV, okay? To end the video, I just want people to not romanticize this whole HIV AIDS thing. People need to get tested. People need to stop trusting other people. People need to protect themselves. Just because somebody says that they're clean and they don't have it, that means nothing. You need to see the test results. Better yet, get tested together. Get y'all's results in the envelope. Swap them out. Look at them right there and then, because you just can't trust people nowadays. People will lie about any and everything, including their statuses. You can go on YouTube and Google how many videos they have out here of men and women who are, you know, under arrest and looking at serious time for not disclosing their status and spreading HIV to other people. You know, and you have a lot of folks who feel like just because they're undetectable means that they don't have to tell people, and that's not okay either. So I just really wasn't feeling this whole situation with Cookie and Magic. I'm glad that it worked out for them, but I just didn't like the fact that the media was trying to romanticize it and make it look like, you know, what she did was necessarily a good thing. Like I said, that was her choice, and, you know, I'm totally fine with that. but I want people to also realize that, you know, you're worthy and you have to love yourself first. And if somebody does not respect you enough to, one, be faithful to you, to not cheat on you, and if they're going to cheat on you, they should at least have enough respect for themselves to strap up and to be careful. You know, so at the end of the day, everybody's HIV situation does not always turn out like Magic Johnson and Cookie Johnson's situation. Their situation is very, very rare, and people need to take it seriously. Most people's situations end up like that woman in Houston and not like Cookie and Magic Johnson. So anyways, y'all, let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire crazy situation, once again, concerning Cookie Johnson. Have you read her book? Do you enjoy her book? Do you plan on getting it? And then how did you feel about her own interview? And if your partner came back to you and told you they had HIV/AIDS, would you stay with them or would you leave? So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. All right, deuces. Hey you guys, it's your girl T. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share my videos. You can also visit Lovelyti.com to purchase any merchandise. Also, don't forget to click the boxes down below to watch any of my previous videos. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.